Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's really, really odd. I've got to remember where everything is, and everything's changed a little bit. So if you can see and hear me okay, fingers crossed I've done it all right. Let me know. Drop me a comment. I'm coming live using StreamYard. So if you're in my community Facebook group, please make sure you sign off with your name at the end. Otherwise, I won't know it's you. So I'm here because I want to talk to you about the 3 biggest reasons that you aren't making the sales that you want to make from your craft business online. It's a bit depressing, isn't it? Then that doesn't happen. It's a bit, I feel like I'm doing all this hard work and it isn't quite working, and it gets really, really frustrating. And you can get to the point where you feel like giving up. Please don't. Please, please don't. Hi, Penny. Brilliant. I'm taking that as a sign that you can actually see and hear me. So what are you going to do? What is the fix? Fantastic. Hi, Anne. Lovely to see you here as well. So what's the fix? How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to turn it around? Well, let's look at the 3 biggest reasons. Maybe you'll identify with one of these and you go, that's what I do. And confession, they probably is going to be one of these that you do. And I've been there. I've done it. I've got the t-shirt, and all 3 of them are really, really, really easy things to slip into. So don't feel bad if you realize that you're doing one of these. So your first one is, I'm terrible at this one, is trying to please everyone. You just want to make everybody like you. You just want to be that people pleaser. And it doesn't matter whether it's the perfect fit or the not perfect fit. You'll make it fit for them. You'll adapt and you'll change to make it perfect for somebody. You can't. You shouldn't. There's so many other people out there who are serving individual groups of audiences. You need to pick yours, and you need to go in, jump in with both feet, straight in at the deep end, go, here I am, and jump in. You need to get really, really clear. And the reason that this works so well is it means that you are relevant to your audience. You're not jumping around all over the place, that one minute they kind of think they like you and the next minute they're not sure what you're on about, because that post pleases that person and that pleases that person, and it all just gets hiddledy-piddledy and all over the place. So get clear, get focused, and be proud to serve the audience that you serve, that small group of people. Now, just to throw a little bit of a cat amongst the pigeons, I'm actually feeling quite anti-ideal audience at the moment, an ideal customer, because I think that sends us down a path that just confuses us, that we spend too long trying to work out who our audience is and not actually being out there talking and finding out more about them. So don't get too caught up in thinking, well, I've got to be really clear who I'm going to be really clear to. Don't go down the rabbit hole of those details. There are 3 things that you can do. You can go, what's the easiest group of me to target? Is it parents? Okay, we've identified parents, so we've got something that we can talk to parents about. Is it people who love yoga? Great. We know we're going to talk about things that people about yoga love, because they're the ideal audience. So just have this one grouping. I don't know what else to call it. One grouping that brings people together. This thing that you go, that would be my ideal type of audience, because already that gives you things to talk about. That's all you need. You don't need any more. I like this. Penny, you put ideal customers, always sent me potty. It isn't about knowing the age of somebody. It isn't about understanding all of that stuff. You don't need to know that stuff. But what you do need to know is what brings your audience together that makes them your audience. What's that commonality? What's that thing that they all love that means that you offer them, that brings you together in a group? What's the thing that you would talk about with your audience? What's that group? That's all you need to know. That's it. You also then need to know what's relevant to your audience that you can talk about together. So it's not about the person anymore. It's about what it is that you're going to talk about. So make sure that it's relevant. If you've got that, you're not trying to please everybody, because not everybody will like that thing. Okay, if you were trying to appeal to runners and people who exercise hard every single day, it's not going to resonate with me. And that's okay. It's fine. But you would want to talk to the people to who running is important. So what's that important thing that's relevant to your business that you all have in common? That's who your ideal customer is. I'm still using that title because I haven't got a better title, but don't go any deeper than that. Okay, so that's number one. Get clear about who you're talking to and be proud to talk to that person. Make that your crowd, your community, the people that you want to connect with and have conversations with, and stick to the things that are relevant to your audience. You can throw a few other things in there as well, but if overall everything is relevant, you're not going to go far wrong. Whether it's funny, whether it's daft, whether it's silly, whether it's a product, it doesn't matter, but it's relevant to your audience. So that's number one, getting really, really clear and get really, really specific, but not to the nth degree of the age and all of that stuff. Sometimes it'll be location that brings people together. So that might be an added one in there if you're a local business and you're targeting local people, but you have local and this grouping. So that's number one. Be specific. Don't try and please everybody. Do not be a people pleaser. By being a people pleaser, you don't actually please anybody enough to have an impact on them. So what's number two? Number two, you're probably going to pull away from this one. You're going to go, oh, that's not me. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want people to think I'm pushy. Oh, I'm an introvert and I don't like to do it. Do you know what? I'm an introvert. If you invite me to an event and a party tomorrow to say, let's get together, I'll go into complete and utter panic mode. Yet somehow I've kind of taught myself to do these videos because you have to grab attention. Okay, you have to. We are in a very, very, very busy online space. It's as simple as that. So you've got to be out there doing something that stands out from the crowd. Whether you're showing up on a video and you're doing crazy things on Reels, not suggesting you have to. It's just one way. Whether you have the most beautiful, stunning photographs that just stop people scrolling, it doesn't matter. It could be you. It can be your product. It could be just the style that you adopt and that people resonate with. It can be your personality. Okay, but something has to stop people. Something has to attract people. I came up with a terrible analogy this morning. We've got that terrible bit of finding a few ants. We know where they're coming from. But ants, since it's trying to make sure that there's nothing out that's going to attract them. So I'm doing the opposite thing that I want you to do with your marketing. Is taking it away, making sure there's nothing sweet, there's no crumbs, there's nothing. It's all clear, so there's nothing to actually attract them. You need to find your sugar, the sugar that's going to attract the ants. Because the ants, that's a really terrible analogy now I think about it. Stick with it. I've gone down this path, but you need to find your sweet sugar. You need to find that nectar that's going to bring your group, your community, the specific people that you are talking to, the thing that brings people together. That's what you want, but visually, so people are stopping, because we are in a world where everything is pretty much visual, whether it's videos or whether it's the image. That's the first thing people see. And I mean, pick your phone up, do it for yourself. Go look either at, I happen to be on Instagram. Hello, Anne. So scroll, have a look, see what catches your eye. In fact, if you're on Instagram, click the magnify button and go to your explore page and just have a look. And the reason this one works really well is there's no other information on there. It is purely and simply just the image. What actually catches your attention? What do you actually stop for? Is there anything? Use that as a guide, because if people aren't stopping, they're not commenting, they're not engaging, and they're definitely not going to be clicking through to buy from you. So you really need to make sure that you've got something that's encouraging people to stop. Now, actually, if you're on Facebook, you can use questions to do that and have that bright colored text in the background if you keep them short and sweet. That can be enough. It could be that words are what work for you on Instagram, on Facebook, but on Instagram, it's definitely the visual. So know the platform that you're using and work to that strength. If it's your words, then go with words. If people respond to seeing photos of you, then you need to put those photos of you. If you've got really strong images, then go for that. Test and try this, though. Don't sit there and go, oh, I've got nothing. I can't do this. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to show up. My photos are rubbish. I'm no good with writing. That's okay. You can learn and practice as you go, because the beauty of this is if nobody's seeing what you're putting out right now because it's not really grabbing attention, then test and try different things. Go wild and wacky. Use stock images. Use quotes. Do anything you can to do until you find that sweet spot, that sweet thing that's going to attract people in. That's what you're looking for. But if nobody's seeing you right now, then hey, go to town, experiment, try it. If you're on Instagram, experiment with your hashtags as well. So you're really starting to learn and figure out what's going on. The only way you're going to do this is by testing and trying and getting out there. Okay, you do have to show up. You've either got to go to where your audience are and engage with them, which can be time consuming because it's one at a time. So you've got to go to them. That can be events, it can be Facebook groups, it can be all sorts of different things. But you've either got to go out and network so they get a chance to get to know you. Or if you're staying in your zone on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your YouTube, whatever it is that you use, then you need to attract them to you. There's no other way. You go to them or you attract them to you. Both work. But if you just stay quietly, sitting there going, well, I've made it and it's lovely and it's really, really nice and I think somebody would like it, but you don't do anything about it, you're just being the world's best kept secret. You don't have to do everything. I'm mentioning Facebook, I'm mentioning Instagram, I'm mentioning YouTube. There's emails, there's all sorts of different things you can do. You don't need to do them all. It's finding that place which is your sweet spot that attracts the audience, that you found something that you can do and you can show up doing, but it has to grab attention. That's the job. Okay. How are you feeling? Have I put you off with that one? Have you run away scared with that one? It's not. In fact, let me tell you another thing. So I'm talking about grabbing attention. What are we talking about? Are we talking about things that go viral and massive, massive big numbers or something smaller? I actually think it's quite small. So the normal usual percentage for sales is to have a 1% conversion, which sounds a bit naff, doesn't it, in so many ways? But you might get more, you might get less, but let's use that 1%. If it means that you do have a 1% conversion, you need to have something seen by 100 people. Simple maths. Which means if you want one sale, you've got to be seen by 100 people, but within a relatively short period of time. You need it to be quite a short period of time. If it's elongated out, if you're just doing 20 people a week over 5 weeks, those first people have already forgotten you. That's way too long. So if you've got a post that's just being seen by 20 people and you're only posting once a week, you're not going to even hit that 1%. Whereas if you go, right, I want one sale this week, I've got to have my things seen by 100 people, and you go all out to be seen by 100 people, you then have some data to work with. So either what you're putting out isn't to the right audience because they're not converting and they're not buying, or what you're putting out isn't selling it enough, that you're not giving them the right reasons to go and buy. But you know that you've hit 100 people. So likewise, if you can get that 1% conversion and you want 5 sales a week, well, you've got to be seen by 500 people in a week. So use those numbers to guide what you're doing. It isn't being seen by tens of thousands of people. It's being seen by 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, maybe even up to 1,000 people of your audience. It comes back to having that specific niche. If you're trying to please everybody, you're not even going to get that 1%. Okay, so that first point of don't try and please everybody, this is why. If you're selling something that's perfect for yoga instructors, then you only want to be seen by yoga instructors. That's who counts for this 1%. If you're seen by everybody and just 5 yoga instructors, then you're not hitting those numbers. I hope that's making sense. It is a numbers game. Get specific about your grouping, not the full details, but just the thing that brings them together, that commonality, and get out and grab the attention of those people so that they are noticing you and seeing you, and play that numbers game. And number 3, ask for the blinking sale. Don't just put out pretty pictures. Don't just put out pens and, I don't know, mugs or pictures of your pets or going for a walk. I'm doing lots of those at the moment because I'm on a new challenge to go out for a walk every day. Day 24, I think today was. But don't just put out random stuff and assume that people will know to go and buy from you. You have to be fairly specific. You want a nice balance. So 80% of the time, you're talking about the stuff that's relevant, that's interesting, that's engaging, that people are having conversations that are topical and interesting within your common group. And 20% of the time, it's about your products, it's about your services, and you are getting really clear and asking about the sale. You're giving them clear instructions and guidance. People don't know to do things unless you tell them. It isn't about being pushy. It isn't about being over the top. It's just giving friendly, useful, helpful advice. If you want to buy this, this is how you do it. It's not go buy this now in your face. It's gentle, nice instructions. I hope that makes sense. I hope those 3 things resonate and all come together, and you can see potentially where you can improve. Because the more specific your audience, the more you're grabbing their attention, and the more you're engaging with them and then asking for that sale, bingo, it's all going to come together. That really is, in essence, the absolute basics of marketing. That's all you want to do. Focus on one type of person who are going to need your particular product and service, who you can have interesting conversations with, and who you would happily be in a room, in a group, and talk to. Okay, if you're a bit of an introvert, maybe that kind of scares you away, but you know that if you were talking to these group of people, you would easily actually have conversations if you were comfortable being in that room. That's your audience. That's who you want to talk to. And that eye-catching, attention-grabbing, it sounds so much scarier than it is, because if you are talking to your audience and you understand them and you know them, you can figure out what that attention grab is. And then it's just about asking for the sale. Oh, one more thing. When you're not asking for the sale, because the bulk of the time you're not, at 80% of the time, make sure your links are easy to get back and to find where it is that you're selling from. You've left little breadcrumbs and clues for people to find that really work and are easy for them to get there and connect with you when you're not specifically offering that sale. Okay, that's it. That's marketing. But it's really, really easy to fall into any of those traps. The first one, trying to please everybody. Oh, we'll do it. I do it all the while. I'll always go, oh yeah, but I might upset somebody if I say that and that. Oh, don't worry. Just focus and talk to your audience. They will get you. They will understand you. Do your best to grab their attention. Tell them something funny. Tell them something quirky. Find them something that resonates with you and your personality that brings them together. Charm them. That's essentially what we're doing. It's charming people so they come back and come back and come back. And then 20% of the time, ask for that sale. Okay, that's it. Penny, you put great stuff, food for thought. Thank you, Nicola. My absolute pleasure. Hopefully you found that useful. I'm trying to make this as simple as it possibly can be. The thing with marketing is we can make it all really confusing because you want to do this platform, this one, and they all have to link together. And it becomes an absolute headache. It really, really does. But this is always the foundations. This stuff, the right audience, just a group of people that you want to chat to about the thing that you're interested enough that you've started a business in it. That's who you want to be talking to. Number 2, find interesting things to talk about and grab their attention with some great images or shares or information, however it is you want to do that. And you can start on one platform to do this. You don't have to be everywhere and all over the place, but you do need to leave them the breadcrumbs so they can go and buy from you. And you do need to, 20% of the time, give them those prompts so they know that this is what you do and they can go and buy from you. People aren't mind readers, and don't assume that they know who you are and what you do just because they're following you on Facebook. They don't. Repeat yourself. Don't ever be afraid of repeating yourself. Maybe once a month you go in and you introduce yourself because your new followers won't necessarily know who you are. It's these little habits that all add up. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to jump on and do a quick session. Forgive me if I keep looking here. I'm normally using a camera that's looking at that, and I'm not. I'm using one that's over here, so I'm kind of, my eyes are jumping back and forth. So hopefully you have found that really, really useful. Hopefully there's a few things in there that have just given you I could go and do that. Or, oh yeah, I'm trying to please everyone at the moment. Not going to work. Get really, really clear. Don't worry about what's been and gone. Best foot forward. Look to the future. Learn the lessons from what it is that you've done before and just start from today. That's all you've got to do. Go out there and get clear about who it is you're talking to. That's it. Right. I will mention that there's an amazing offer for joining the club at the moment. There's an awful lot of amazing information and knowledge and expertise in the club if you're looking to build and grow your craft business, or if you want my personal help on answering any of these questions and you want to dig in a bit further, that's the place to be. If you are interested, there you go. There's the link. Just go to handcraftedbusiness.com and /the club. If you join before the 3rd of June, you get an extra special marketing masterclass and a coaching session afterwards as well. It's a group coaching session because I know that saying things like go out there and grab attention raises all sorts of issues. I know. I get there as well. I do go through all this. I know exactly what it's like. I tell you to go out and grab attention, and all it does is make you go and run and hide in the corner. We dig into that and get you past that so you can start to take one step at a time to get out there and show the world you're absolutely amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, life-changing. Because you make people's lives better products, and that's what it's all about. Right, I'm off. I shall love you and leave you and speak to you very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day and go on, start talking to that group of people that you've got so much in common with. After all, you started a business about this, so I know you love your thing, you have this passion, so get out and talk to the people who share that passion with you. Okay,